Hey guys, this is Spark Plus Ultra here, and this is my part 5 on what if Deku had Gogo Tomago abilities and family problems. And I hope you like this video, and hope you subscribe. Uzumi Midoriya was training and using her speed, and she has reached up to 11%, and she has mixed her fighting style with a bit bouncing and some roundhouse shoot style. And me have been going to a certain time, but all the class from other rooms were getting angry about class 1A in the USJ incident, and Zumi was quite annoyed with this and tells them when she was going to the tournament. When Zumi was in school, Ochako and Ida were talking on how USJ is going to be, how the tournament is going, and Chaco was was telling them that she is going to use the money to help her family's funds. And she explains to them that she can't use her quirk to help her father's work. And Zumi sighs and says, well, that's some reasons, but it's not always supposed to be complicated. You can always help. Doesn't matter how much you can do. Even, and Zumi rubs her hand on Ochako's head and says, I'm rooting for you, and gives her a smile. And Chaka says, thanks. And Ida says, you're feeling good this morning. What can I say? Zumi was, I got a good time taking my bike. And Ida says, whoa, how long did you had to make it? It took me a while on the drawing. And, but that's the hard part. The easy part was building it. And Zumi and all the class go to the tournament. And Ida and Todoroki tells to Zumi that he won't use his ice and he won't use his fire, just his ice. And Zumi took a little offense to it, but she'll show him what the power of her skills can get. And Miss Midnight says, okay, it's time to bring our number one lead on UA, Azumi Midoriya. And Azumi goes up to the microphone and says, don't always you may be strong, you class, but don't underestimate us. We'll show you how to be a hero. And Class 1A was a little bit of horrified on what she said. And all the other classes got angry at Azumi. And Azumi says, well, I can speak my mind now. And Ida says, well, you just made the whole other classes angry at us, so I hope you're happy. Hey, they want to show us that they're better, right? Let's just give them that and show them why we helped and got out of USJ this event. And all the class, even Bakugo, acknowledged that one and says, huh, so you did learn something from me. Yeah, for one time. And the lightning marks are flying. And Ida says, alright, you guys, save it for one of the tournaments. And Zumi says, let's see who's getting into it. Putting her arms on her hips. Right. And Azumi and all of classes get ready. And Todoroki used his ice on the ground to stop all the classes. But Class 1A expected it, including Azumi. And Azumi uses her wheels to speed up. Nice try, Shoto. But we're not going down that easily. And Bakugo says, nice try, Icy Hot. And Shoto goes and takes down the zero pointer, freezing the whole like a glacier. And Izumi says, man, how much ice does this dude have? And Bakugo explodes up and says, what's the matter? Can't keep up? Gothic? And Zumi says, no, this is nothing. And Zumi uses her 4 wheels and heats up and going up. And when she was going up, the glaciers are collapsing Whoa! Crap, this thing is going to be collapsed in a few minutes. And when she got up to the top, the glacier is falling apart. And Zumi says, I have to use one for all for a few minutes. And she skates on the ice, moving at a impressive speed. And Bakugo, seeing Zumi's speed, man, now this is getting fun. And Todoroki makes it to the all across the rope. But Azumi is not behind him. And Bakugo was, get back here, icy hot! And then the landmines. Seeing Azumi stops her momentum. And phew. And Zumi and Bakugo and Shoto made it to the landmine traps. And Zumi was great. Now this is gonna be hell. And Bakugo says, good luck trying, because I'm going up. And Zumi grabs onto Bakugo's leg and says, up, and literally flying up in the air. These two literally, Zumi literally holds on to Bakugo, and Bakugo says, hey, let go of me! Yeah, not going to. And Todoroki freezes the ground to keep up with the two. And Zumi sees Todoroki's ice. And I hope this works. And throws her disc at the end of the mine land. And she throws it. And hits the ground. But there was a line with it. And she pulls herself with the disc line and says, Sayonara! And Bakugo says, oh, that's it! You're going down! And literally running after, exploding after Azumi, and Shoto is running on his ice. And Azumi skates to first place. Shoto takes second. Bakugo takes third. And pretty much the same outcome. And Azumi says, whew, that was tough. And when Chaco and Ida says, "That was a good job, Zumi. Didn't expect to get first that fast." And Ida says, "I'm not surprised." And then they see the bracket board. Zumi has 1 million. And Zumi immediately regrets getting first place. But the teams are still as canon, and honestly, not much difference. I mean, yes, Zumi takes more of a of the front because of her speed, but yeah, there isn't that much changed. And then Shoto talks to Zumi and telling her about his father, how he doesn't want to use his fire because his fire. His dad says that his fire is like his, and he doesn't want to use it. And Zumi says, "Besides, I get you. I literally have a similar family problem. But my family problem is a bit more difficult with it. But Zumi gives Shadow a hug and says, "I hope you feel better." And Shadow was honestly can't explain his feelings. And then the tournament has begun, and taking the first battle is Zumi versus Shinzo. And this has the same effect as the first real thing. I mean, yes, Zumi would be more calm and collected and won't fall for some types of things, but this was insulting to a friend, so yeah. And then we get to the second round, and Azumi versus Shoto. And this one gets. And then Endeavor comes and asks Azumi to get Shoto to use his fire. And Azumi says no. Why would I do that? You know my past. I have similar family problems. Not as complex as yours, but still. I'd rather help him than not. I'm only helping him, not you. And Endeavor gets angry and stops his anger. And Zumi and Shadow goes into the battle. And President Mike introduced Zumi. She is one of the fastest racers of all time. She is one of the best prodigies of engineering herself. She is nicknamed Gogo Tomago. This is Azumi Midoriya. And Zumi was more speeding into the entrance and getting ready. And Shadow has gotten the entrance and ready. And Midnight says, "Alright, take your positions." And Zumi takes into a speedster stance, and Shadow takes into a stance of readiness. And Midnight says, "Alright, fight!" And Shadow immediately goes into the ice. And Zumi jumps up for 2.007 seconds. And Shadow looks at the ice and sees no Zumi. But when Zumi says, "Hey, right ahead of you," and Shadow immediately looks up and sees Zumi skating on the ice. And Zumi goes with a style of a sweep kick and getting Shadow to fall. But Shadow miraculously uses his ice to counteract Zumi. But Zumi says, "Whoa!" and jumps over the ice. Bear, seems like you're slowing down. And Shadow, taking a deep breath. Zumi, seeing ice coming off his side and his breath freezing. And Zumi sighs and says, I didn't want to do this, but you need to use your fire. And Shoto says, why would I want to use my ice and fire? And Zumi says, this isn't how I want to fight you. I want to fight you at your fullest. If you don't take this seriously, I'll beat you over 10 seconds. And Shoto says, fine, using his fire. And Zumi says, smiles and says, and throws her disc, and Shoto melts the fire and disc. And she said, so your fire is that hot. Well, it's time to go. Plus Ultra. And going into 100%. And they both clashed at the same time. And Azumi discs broke and destroyed. And Shoto got knocked down and knocked out. Zumi stands up and nearly going to pass out, raises her hand and says, good job, Shoto. And that's where I'm ending this video. I hope you liked this video and hope you subscribe. See you next time, plus Ultra.